Yeah, it's important.
But it was a thought I had, because this is kind of crazy. And
It is.
It's great for me, but,
Yeah.
that's what I was thinking.
I need to think about it. Yeah.
Really.
Yeah. But I
Yeah.
want to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that you're a very good teacher, and I think you like teaching.
Yeah, it's right.
You do. That's obvious, but right now, at this point in your life, it's a question if it's worth it. You're not making any money.
Yeah, that's
Or
right.
you ask people to put, I don't know, €5 in a box or something. I don't know.
No, it's not about the money. It's for the soul.
Yeah, and it's in a very tortuous way. It's a lot of fun.
If we can find a time slot that fits everyone, so I'm sure Liz
And the location.
and Fred.
Oh, Fred is just forget.
Yeah.
He's a jerk. He's a jerk. When he kind of tapped me a little bit verbally, then you saw who Fred was.
Yeah.
Instead of him being happy and laughing and at that moment I looked at him and
Last week.
Yeah, I looked at him and I thought, that's who you are.
Yeah.
And it wasn't pretty.
Anyway,
forget Fred.
We have 25 minutes, unfortunately. So I'll be quick. I ask you, how was the homework? And if you had any challenges with the video or the concept.
Challenges with the video.
Did you watch the video?
Yeah, I watched them all.
It was clear?
Very clear. It was fine. I liked very much that there was this, what was it? It was full. Yes, I liked very much that with the letter men, there is a link between the questions in English, who, what, and when. Because I remember that.
Mommy, yeah.
Yeah, and I remember that from my books, but I couldn't really put it anyplace, and that was very nice.
That's correct. Now please look at the TV all the time.
But you're sitting there, I want to look at you.
No, look at there.
All right, I can see that. Okay.
So, a little recap. We began the lesson by checking in everyone problem. You understand the concept of the Nikud?
The concept, but I have to continuously check.
Okay, that's good.
Because it's not in my brain. Oh, the Shva was also, I know the concept.
Yeah, okay.
But I don't have it anyplace else. Oh, and then there was this funny thing that was used in the video.
Yeah.
And I realized that's just a T.
Okay, it's
right?
not.
It's not.
No.
That's something else.
Yeah. Let's make the sound ah.
Because it, no, okay.
I think, if I look at it correct.
Okay.
So, a little summarize. We did the structure of approach of the Hebrew letters and pronunciation. Do you think you know all of the letters and how to pronounce them?
Well, how to pronounce them depends on the Nikud.
No, just the letters.
Yeah.
Aleph, Bet, Gimel.
I think so.
You think so?
I get confused with Tet and Tav.
Tet and Tav is confusing.
Yeah.
But if you're there, I'm very proud of you. Because this is a very difficult for non-native speakers to, it's almost the same. So it's good that you're there already.
Oh, and also Samech and Sin.
Yeah, it's almost the same.
Yeah,
we have the Shin, which is like the sound of Shalom.
Yeah.
And we have the Samech, which is the sound of Hummus, like S.
Well,
or
I wrote down
or-
snake.
or sand or
Yeah.
snake. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
This is samech.
It's more,
The
more,
sin is much less important or relevant because it's not very much in use. So forget about the sin
okay,
and focus on the samech.
okay. Yeah,
So we have today lesson, a little nice
oh,
video.
I need Dana.
Dana,
Yeah,
Dana, yeah.
yeah.
How to introduce yourself
Mhm.
in Ivrit. Do you know?
Shalom, אני דנה.
That's good beginning. So let's watch the video. It's very short.
Okay.
And watch it carefully. Please.
Welcome to HebrewPod101.com's עברית בשלוש דקות, the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn Hebrew. Shalom, אני יאנה. נעים מאוד. Hi, I'm Yana. It's a pleasure to meet you. In this series, we're going to learn basic Hebrew expressions. It's super easy, and it only takes 3 minutes. In this lesson, you're going to learn how to introduce yourself in Hebrew. In Hebrew, there is no formal and informal language. You can use this introduction in both cases and keep it simple. However, in Hebrew, there is a difference between male and female language. Let's first see how Israeli people introduce themselves in a simple way.
Right.
Shalom, אני יאנה. נעים מאוד. Hi, I'm Yana. It's a pleasure. Shalom, אני יאנה. נעים מאוד. Start by saying Shalom, אני,
Shalom, אני
then say your name.
דנה.
Shalom, אני יאנה. Finally say נעים מאוד. Shalom,
נעים.
אני יאנה. נעים מאוד.
נעים מאוד. נעים מאוד.
Yeah, correct.
And now let's see the same sentence if you wish to be more specific in addressing the person you are introduced to. If you're introducing yourself to a woman, you should say Shalom, אני יאנה. נעים מאוד להכיר אותך.
Oh my.
Hi, I'm Yana. It's a pleasure to meet you. Shalom, אני Yana.
So it's about yourself, or it's about the person that you're speaking. The gender changes because I'm speaking to you.
You have here the English in Hebrew.
No,
above.
that's a
I translate.
no, it's a transliteration.
Yeah. And this is the meaning. So this is what does it mean in English?
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Yeah,
But I'm
this is-
speaking to you. I'm female. It's not because I changed it to you.
No, if I'm a female, you say להכיר אותך. But if I'm a male, you say להכיר אותך. So אותך ואותך is male and female. This is what she explained now.
Okay.
But the start, שלום, נעים מאוד, אני דנה, stays the same.
Right.
Because this is you. Introduce yourself.
מאוד להכיר אותך. If you're talking to a man, you should say Shalom, אני יאנה. נעים מאוד להכיר אותך. Hi, I'm Yana. It's a pleasure to meet you.
So its English is the same for both genders. But in Hebrew, אותך is for a male and אותך is for a female. Okay?
שלום, אני יאנה. נעים מאוד להכיר אותך. So, what
She
has changed
says-
from the previous?
She doesn't say otach. She says
אותך,
otcha.
it's for a male. אותך, it's for a female.
Oh, okay.
This introduction. Let's take a close look at this together. The last part of the introduction has been changed based on the gender of the person you're talking to. Shalom, אני יאנה. נעים מאוד להכיר אותך. For a woman versus Shalom, אני יאנה. נעים מאוד להכיר אותך. For a man.
Oh, this is hard.
This one I want you to write down.
Okay, it's gonna take a while. Okay,
Exactly like this, but only in English, not the Hebrew.
okay, that's easier. Okay. Okay, that's me. N. Wait a minute, okay. So the first one is what I would say. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Both.
But to you, because you're a man.
For me, it's this one, the male.
Okay. So I only
The male
need
and
to
the
know
female
phrase.
is to your audience.
Yeah, but no, but that's exactly what I didn't understand. Because you said it was me, because I'm speaking.
When you're speaking, this starts, Shalom, אני דנה.
Yeah,
נעים מאוד להכיר. This stay for all genders.
it's only the last word that changes.
Only the last word that changed.
Okay,
Because the last word
yeah,
point on your who you talk to,
visitor.
Yeah.
You're, okay.
your audience.
It's funny, in English, it's
It's
those
the-
two letters that just switch sides, but it's not the same in Hebrew.
No.
Right, okay. Okay,
And it comes at the end of the sentence. In English, it comes at the beginning of the sentence.
yeah.
For example, she pleased to get to know you. I
Yeah.
start with she.
Mm-hmm.
In Hebrew, I finish with she.
Right.
This is the grammar in Hebrew. It's the opposite.
Right.
So imagine how difficult for me is to study in English.
Yeah.
I need to think opposite.
Yeah.
And
Right and everything.
everything,
Yeah,
of course.
Sure. I'm amazed. that
But for you, it's
can do
vice
that.
versa.
Yeah.
Because you need to switch your mind to right to left, not left to right.
But this is saying literally,
This is my question. What is shalom means?
hello,
Hello, ani.
I am, or my name is,
No, I am.
I am.
Yeah.
Dana.
Dana, Yana. Na'im me'od.
Na'im me'od leha.
What is na'im me'od? Let's start. What is na'im? Na'im me'od.
It's a pleasure.
It's a pleasure. So na'im is a pleasure,
Oh, that's pleasure. Okay.
and me'od is very much. Or yeah, in English, very much.
And what is lehakir?
Le'akir is to meet.
Oh, so that's the verb.
That's the verb. Le'akir,
And the object is here.
yeah, at the end. This is how you build a sentence.
Na'im
Na'im
is a form that has
of nice.
I.
No, ani is I. Ani is I. Na'im is nice to meet you.
Right. Okay.
But me'od is make it very nice to meet you. Or they translate to pleasure to meet you. I don't agree with this. I think it's very nice to meet you. It's not pleasure to meet you.
Right.
The
right.
translate.
It's a bit, yeah. It's,
The na'im me'od is very nice. It's not a pleasure. This is my translate. But Yana translated different, but it's the same meaning.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the sentence structure is all different.
and I want from today's lesson you understand this structure by heart and understand this is the structure of the verbs in Hebrew. Most of the cases, of course, we have exemption, but most of the cases, this is how we build a sentence. We start with hello, which is the title, which is the header, or the subject of the sentence, always comes at first. Then we continue with my name is, and just then the action or the result, which is it's very nice to meet you. But always come in Hebrew, first the subject, then the who speaks, and just then who am I speaking to? Exactly the opposite from English. In English, it's first who am I speaking to, and just then comes the punchline. In Hebrew, we start with the punchline, and just then
Very much.
we connect it to the what we want to say.
It kind of,
It makes sense to me because I grew up this way.
Yeah.
Maybe for you it's completely strange.
yeah, of course it's strange.
But if you think about it, it makes sense because I give you the punch immediately.
It's very direct.
It's very direct
And
language.
that's what's,
This language is very direct.
yeah,
This is what you need to realize.
yeah.
It's less polite than English. It's more direct, more short. And if I want to say something in Hebrew, it takes me half of the time than in English. For example, if I teach English Hebrew students, Israeli students,
Yeah,
the way I speak to them
yeah.
would be
Condensed.
yeah, tak, 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 short sentence, punchlines. In English, it's very long stories, very romantic language, very poetic language.
Yeah.
Hebrew is tak, 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 tachlis,
When I have
straightforward.
just curious, when I've translated German to English, everybody gets very upset because German is this long.
Exactly.
And I make English this long.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
then Hebrew is even more.
Even much more than
Right.
German.
Interesting.
So once you realize that, I continue the video.
Ani, in this case, has not been changed, and in both cases stands for I am, regardless of your gender. The last sounds of the last word changes, however. Otach, if you're talking to a woman, and otcha, if you're speaking to a man. One more time. The simple way to introduce yourself in Hebrew is Shalom, ani Yana, na'im me'od. In case you want to personalize the greeting, you say Shalom, ani Yana, na'im me'od lehakir otach. Shalom, ani Yana, na'im me'od lehakir otcha. Now it's time for Yana's insights. When you introduce yourself, it's a good habit to shake hands in Israel. If you don't want to worry about using the right word for men and women, just say na'im me'od, as I said at the beginning of this lesson. There is
That's
no-
enough. Most of the cases.
How?
Because it's just means
Yeah,
pleasure to meet you.
yeah. That's very good.
Cultural importance
It's
if you had
short.
the last part of the introduction. It just makes the sentence more complete. Do you know how to say thank you in Hebrew?
Toda rabah.
You will learn how to say this and many other words in the next lesson. עד הפעם הבאה, till next time.
Good.
Very good.
Yeah.
Question? It's clear. Very good. Now, I made you special recap.
Special what?
Recap.
A recap, okay. How do I write toda rabah?
T-O
Yeah, Mark,
בעברית.
then I have to, yeah.
Like this.
So is that that's going to be,
like this. You don't see the screen.
no,
Like this.
oh, oh, can't hardly see that. Oh yeah, very good. Thank you. Yep. And there's that Vav again doing strange things.
Exactly. Last video for today. 2 minutes.
Hi everybody, Yana here. Welcome to Ask a Teacher, where I'll answer some of your most common Hebrew questions. The question for this lesson is, how can you possibly read Hebrew if it doesn't have any vowels? The simple answer to this question is that people who are fluent in Hebrew know which vowels go with different words. For someone who knows any language well, it's really not as hard as it sounds. Try it. Here's a famous quote in English translation, which the vowels removed. Take a minute to read this. Can you figure it out?
Yeah, that which,
That which is hateful to you,
oh,
do not do to your fellow.
oh.
Was it easier than you thought? Most English speakers don't practice this skill much, but imagine if you did this all the time. In reality, there are a few characters used sometimes to indicate
Yeah, thank you.
vowel sounds in Hebrew, and even native speakers use them. I'll explain more about this in a later lesson. You now know how native speakers can read Hebrew without vowels. But what about Hebrew learners? There are a couple systems available to help non-native or beginner speakers read Hebrew text. The most common of these is the Nikud. Here's an example. תוך מספר שבועות החנות נסגרה. Do you see these dots and marks? They represent the vowel sounds and are called Nikud. We go over this system in more detail in our Hebrew Alphabet Made Easy series. But for now, take comfort that there is help. There is also a number of systems of Roman transliteration. These almost always include vowels to help you read. For example, the sentence above can be read, תוך מספר שבועות החנות נסגרה. All beginner materials at HebrewPod101.com include this kind of romanization. How was it? Pretty interesting, right? Do you have any more questions? Leave them in the comments
Hebrew Pod.
below and I'll
HebrewPod101.com.
I've seen her before online.
Yeah. You have here another video of Nikud, review and practice Nikud.
Okay.
Below it, bonus video about the difference between handwritten and printed letters. And
When did you start learning which? What was the first that you learned in school when you started to read and write?
printed,
Printed, like blocks.
like you, yeah.
Ah, okay.
Then you have your homework for next week. 25 minutes, all the basic you need.
Okay.
This PowerPoint I will send in the group chat.
Okay.
So you need to pay attention to slides 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then you have everything you need.
Okay.
That's it for today. Because they want to lock the building.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
A little better. It's good for me to have distraction.
I'm glad.
Are you gonna come to any of the things the next days?
No.
So,
I just got a text from Elaine that she invited me to come. But I will text her, I wouldn't. It's not possible.
how are you? Oh, I didn't ask you. How are you?
I'm good.
I missed you.
Yeah. We will have time after next week. After the 1st of November.
And when are your tests?
Next Monday till next Friday. Yeah, 1 week, 16 times. Yeah, exam every day.
Oh, here we are. Do you know what this says?
Yeah. I know.
All right.
I don't care.
I kind of understood that,
Of course.
so.
How you understood that?
Well, because it's the last time you took the elevator already.